Hello, it's Liz. Today I'd like to share with you this card right here, and I'm going to show you how I did the sunset on the top. So maybe you've given that a try, maybe it's new to you, but come along with me. Okay, let's set that aside. The stamp set I'm going to be using is In the Moment. I love this stamp set, and I saw this first with the Stampin' Up! Convention, and I loved it, and I bought it, and I will say I set it aside, and I haven't gotten to it, and I just started playing around with it, and it's really sweet set, and just relaxing. So I'm going to share this stamp set with you today, In the Moment. The words are, "You're in my thoughts. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is relax. And you're always so good to others. Be good to yourself too." Okay, put that aside. The ink colors that I'll be using today are Pumpkin Pie, Daffodil Delight, Rich Razzleberry, and Melon Mambo. And then of course I'll be using a black ink pad also to stamp the image. Okay, my pieces of cardstock. I have Daffodil Delight is my background, so this is 8.5 by 11, just cut in half, and I scored it at 4 1/4. So let me just go ahead and, oops, got something on here, score that right away. Okay, so that's the base. And then I have a layer that is Rich Razzleberry, and that's 4 by 5 1/4. And then my white piece, this is the basic white, and this is 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so I'll pull that off of here and we'll get started with that. I'm going to be using a sponge brayer today. The sponge brayer comes with a handle and 3 different sponges. But when you're done with it, you can take this off of here, you can pop it off of here, wash it in the sink, let it dry, and then put it back on and use it for another color. Okay, and then I'll also be using sponge daubers. And again, these things are in the annual catalog. All right, so let's get started with this. I'm going to take my ink pad colors, so we're just going to open those on the top here and put a sponge dauber with that one. I have Daffodil Delight, and we'll put that one there. I have Rich Razzleberry, and also Melon Mambo. Okay, so I'm going to keep all those there ready to go. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to cover the whole thing with the Daffodil Delight. I'm going to ink that up and just run this over the whole thing. It just gives a nice base for the technique we're going to be doing. It doesn't have to be real dark, just because we're doing sunset, so we want to just have sun all over the card. Okay? So then I'm going to be taking the Daffodil Delight with my sponge dauber, and just, you can, wherever you want to be. This is going to be a little different depending on the image you're going to be doing, but I'm just going to go maybe 1/4 of the way up. And just use my sponge dauber, and I'm just going back and forth, back and forth. And the intensity of it is going to be a personal preference. The one thing you don't want to do is just plop it right down, because you're going to end up with that, like a circle, and you don't necessarily want a circle. Okay, to blend that a little bit down here, just going to run this over so we don't have like an exact line. Okay, so it doesn't look like much at the moment, but we're going to go on to the pumpkin pie. And again, I'm just going to start making a stripe. This is where you might find out how well inked your ink pads are, that you might need to add a little more ink. Okay, so this is pumpkin pie. And then when I'm done doing that, I want to go back to the Daffodil Delight. And now I'm going to start circling, because right now I have a Daffodil Delight and I have pumpkin pie, and I don't want those exact lines. So now I'm going to come back with the Daffodil Delight and start circling to blend, get rid of that line. Okay, you just kind of keep going until you don't have any kind of a line in there. All right, so then I'm going to move on to the Melon Mambo. My ink pads were out of order here, so I got a little confused for a second. Okay, Melon Mambo. I run that through. Okay, and then again, I don't want an exact line, so I'm going to go back to my pumpkin pie and start circling. And that will blend the two colors together. It's really fun to try, and if you try it, don't worry about that, oh, the first time it didn't come out right. Try it again. It's paper. It's a piece of paper. Grab another piece of paper and try it again. Things don't always work out the best the first time around, and that's okay. Let's grab rich razzleberry here. We're going to do rich razzleberry along the top. Because even sometimes I don't like when I press too hard when I first go down and I kind of get circles on there from the daubers. Not real fond of that. But each one will look a little different. And just try it. Try. Grab, 4 pieces of white paper and just keep trying it. Give it a try. Okay, we're going to be done with that. And then I'm going to go back to the Melon Mambo because there's like a line right here. We don't want that. Might be easier to go this way. And then we're going to start blending. You just want to avoid the exact lines. And again, it's fun to do. It's beautiful, but God's creation is always more gorgeous and more perfect than this. Okay, and there we go. And there's your sky background. And then what I'm going to do is I'm using the black Stays On ink. I'm going to open that up. Can you see what I'm doing here? Yep. All right. I'm going to ink up this girl that's looks like she's looking over a balcony, maybe at a beach, enjoying life, relaxing. And I'm going to just stamp her right down here. And then I'm going to stamp. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is relax. Let's ink that up. And I'm going to put that right on the top here. Okay. That ink is a little bit wet, so I'm not going to go ahead and flip it over because I don't want to get this smudged a little bit. But then you go ahead and just attach them. I put regular Stampin' Seal behind this white piece and attached to the rich razzleberry, and I put dimensionals on the back of the rich razzleberry to put on here just to pop up a little bit and give some depth. And then that's your card. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. Give it a try. Let me know how it goes. Talk to you later. Bye.